But anyway, thanks for the opportunity to interview. It's been some time coming, I think. Just wanting to interview you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And just having you share a little bit about who you are in your business. So first off, So first question I have for you, Verena, is that who are you as a person?
I'm a crazy person. No, I'm joking. So who I am as an individual, I would say I'm extremely driven, hard-working, determined individual, which everybody always says, but no, really, I'm quite a bit of a crazy person. I have these really weird ideas and kind of out there type of things. I've always been, they kind of called me a maverick in the industry, because I always took a step further. I always wanted to find something different. So yeah, I think I'm a bit of a nut. Obviously, to be in the industry as well, I'm a nut. So yeah. But no, I'm obviously I've got two girls. I'm a divorced woman, so single parent.
Yes.
And I'm a business owner. So you have to be crazy to do that.
Yes. Now explain a little bit about your business. Where it started from, or where did the dream come from, and until now. Just explain us a little bit about how the dynamics of it as well, how it works and everything.
Okay. My company, how it actually started is I've always had a passion for cars. I mean, I've always loved driving cars. When I was little, I used to, and I lived in Cape Town, and I used to sit I used to go to dealerships and sit in cars, and I used to dream about, I want to own a BMW, or I want to own a VW, or, I want to, have a fancy car. And I kept on, I used to tell you what year model it was just by looking at the shape. The same thing with number plates. I could tell you this production, and I then obviously, went through life and got older, and I started off because back then everybody was in IT, so I went into IT for about 2 years. I met my ex-husband, and we met at the VW Club of South Africa, where we used to race, and I was the public relations officer there. And being together for a while, he said to me, he says, "Why don't you go into automotive?" And I started off as a VW sales consultant, where I sold Golfs and Chicos, and that's where it started. I started off in sales, and I later on progressed into after sales, which I love. I'm a certified technician, and I've never looked back since then. And 17 years experience in the industry. Well, put it this way, I actually went, I worked for Volvo Cars South Africa, and I was the national after sales manager there. And what I was doing is I was destroying parts on an annual basis. Literally, I took a sledgehammer and I was literally destroying them myself. And a few years later, I decided, I don't want to work for corporate anymore. And that's when I basically said, you know what, I'm going to do a little bit of a proof of concept, ask people about, would they purchase, parts from me at reduced prices. And that's how I came up with the idea. I sat one day and I said, this is actually still valid in the market, because policies and procedures actually they have to do a turnaround on, or there's a stock rotation that needs to happen not only at a dealer level but an OEM level as well. And I was like, but that's still valid. There's still people driving these vehicles, so why not, buy it and then sell it onto the people that still drive the vehicles?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I got that from.
And what vehicles do you sort of focus on primarily?
So the opportunity came where I got hold of Unitron's motor group, and at that point in time they were busy doing stock for, or actually it's more like logistics for Peugeot Citroën South Africa. and I was introduced to the French brand. So I primarily stock the French or Peugeot and Citroën parts. I would say I'm getting there in the market where people are starting to take notice that I'm able to supply genuine parts at like ridiculous prices, at aftermarket prices.
Yes.
But it doesn't stop there. I mean, we are still growing, we are still expanding. I had a chat in the beginning of the year before COVID knocked in and said hi to us. Where VW South Africa has asked us to step in and trial us. But that's obviously from a different company perspective. So it's not from a professional parts, it's more from a buy my parts standpoint in that way.
Yes.
So we do others. There's obviously it's a confusion with regards to what professional or who professional parts is and who buymyparts.co.za is. Because the one which is professional parts is where we basically go and buy up dead and aging stock, and buymyparts.co.za is the platform I designed where anything and everything automotive is allowed. So it's almost like a bid or buy or an OLX, but specifically dedicated to automotive.
And where can people sort of find you on the internet, sort of just?
Yeah, so you can find us. So we are on Facebook. So we're full on social media. So we are. So you can actually type in, if you want to go to buy and sell your products yourself.
Yeah.
You can go to www.buymyparts.co.za.
Yeah.
Or we've also got. We've just introduced the landline now, so it's easier access to get hold of us.
Yeah.
And then on Facebook, you can go just search Buy My Parts. Or you can search professional parts on Facebook. We're also on Instagram, so you can search us there as well.
And what have been some of the sort of driving forces in this industry for you, sort of to keep you going?
To keep it going, once again, you got to be crazy. you literally have to and I excuse the way I say it, but go balls to the walls. I mean, it's very difficult, specifically a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
I've had to prove myself within the market, which was pretty difficult. I mean, you literally have to roll up your sleeves and get under a car and say, okay, right, let me show you that I'm not a little girl. I mean, I know I have makeup and my hair's done and everything, but, I don't have long nails. so I can definitely fix a car for you. But my driving force and the reason why I started the company and why I love what I do right now is because I've said this in quite a few other videos, and I'll constantly, this is my cause and values in the company and what I believe in. Your vehicle is your second most expensive investment in your life.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm the biggest advocate you'll find in terms of genuine parts. Not I'm dissing the aftermarket parts, but the thing is, they're specifically designed for your vehicle. So. What I love is obviously marrying the cost effectiveness and what I give my customers or present my customers, as well as with the genuine parts, which is specific for the vehicle, and obviously saving the customer money, having the peace of mind.
Yeah, and I mean, in today's current climate, I mean, the average guy wants to save money primarily.
Well, who doesn't want to save money? It's not only that, Donovan. It's like. It's really expensive maintaining a vehicle. I mean, if you take a look, I mean, your house is expensive, your vehicle's expensive. I mean, you try and you also want to live. I mean, it's and that's what I try and give to my customers or give back to my customers is, even if we save you 100 Rand or 5,000 Rand, it's still a saving.
No, definitely. So I totally agree with you. I mean, today, if you think of it, almost 3/4 of your income can go through to your house and your car. That's how scary. That's how scary it is.
No, it is. And what people don't understand, it's like I've seen it a lot with specifically being in the automotive industry. The people buy vehicles with residuals nowadays because they want to afford that, or they want to afford a vehicle but it's just out of their reach. So the thing is, they end up taking residuals to bring the repayments down. Okay, that's just from a sales point of view. What they don't understand is that in that 5 years, okay, you've only got a 2-year or a 3-year service plan if it comes with a service plan, and they never factor in that cost. And that's why, you know, I try and save and give advice to the customers where I can, and say, you know, if you don't need to change your I'm probably going to get shot for this, but if you don't need to replace your brake discs now, then don't. You know, this is what you should look out for. Where you know, most of the times the advice is, you will replace this, 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 and this, and this. So I try and be fair with the customer as well. Try and give them the right advice.
And that's good. I mean, that's what we also want. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy talking to you as a person, because you always do go that extra mile. I've noticed with other people I've probably sent to you as well. The sort of comeback also from your side is also very good and efficient. And then also just the professionalism, which is very, very good. And this is what I want to also discuss. I mean, and I don't know how to separate male from female, you know, that whole conversation, but you are female in a very male-dominated industry. What advice would you give to other females out there that are actually trying to make it in a what is primarily still a male-dominated sort of industry?
Well, the advice I can give to anybody, and it's not just, you know, if you're talking about the automotive industry, you need to have balls. You need to stand your ground. You need to make sure you know your stuff. I mean, you know, one thing that I do is if I don't know, I'm going to say I don't know. I'll rather get back to you and say, okay, let me find out what the actual thing is. Be honest with your customers, because you never know who your customers are. I mean, I could be dealing with a master technician for all I know. And you know, if you're going to try and BS that specific person, you're just going to lose rapport. So be honest with yourself. Make sure that you have to work so hard, whether it be an entrepreneurial side of things, or whether it be working towards a goal. Like, you know, if you're starting off as a service advisor, you know, make sure you do all the training, make sure you understand what you're doing. Further yourself if you want to become a service manager. You know, there's certain things that you need to learn, and you know, don't always see that it's a burden or it's bad doing the training. I mean, you know, I've had to learn a lot and learn on the spot. Like you need to make sure you're quick thinking, because if you're not, you're not going to make it.
And with your involvement in the auto industry, what is some of your favorite parts about the industry you're in? What's some like the stuff that you really like? You know, like some of us, like for me, when I worked a lot, there's a lot of the stuff that I did was almost hobby orientated for myself because I really enjoyed it. So for yourself, what part of your industry and the business is almost more hobby than work? If
more hobby than work.
The thing that you enjoy.
what I must be honest. I actually enjoy serving people, and I know that sounds very like cliche, but I really enjoy seeing people happy with you know what I do. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was psychologically damaged as a child, and I need recognition. But no, it's more of wanting to change things, to make an impact in somebody's life, and that's what's really awesome. I mean, you know, back in the days when I was at Kia Motors South Africa, I did a lot of training, and you know, it's a very rough industry. It is draining, exhausting. I mean, the people that work in the industry know that it's early mornings, it's constant fighting to get things done. I mean, it's not a smooth day. I mean, if people think you drop off your car and then you get your car back, the work, the effort that goes behind, like the multi-level processes that go behind getting your vehicle serviced. I mean, it's It's from getting a part delivered from the OEM that is broken, making sure that you have another part delivered the same day, getting your driver out there to actually physically get that vehicle serviced is incredible. It is exhausting. So to try and inspire people and giving back, like I said, I love serving people. So inspiring them to do better, to feel better about themselves, to appreciate what they do, because it's not a rewarding job at all. At all. So yeah, that's my passion. That's what I love. That's what I love doing. I love making a difference, seeing the difference that I make and making an impact. Yeah.
And looking forward for the future of Bama parts and professional parts, what do you see forward?
There's going to be a lot of stuff. Look, obviously, you always dream as a business owner. You dream of big things, but generally I make them happen. But the biggest thing that's happening now is I want to be opening up my first store next year. We're looking at about March, April, May. Obviously we need to get our ducks in a row there, but I want to open up my first retail store. There's a lot of other stuff in the pipeline where I want to start. Well, I can't really talk about it now because it's in the pipeline, but we definitely will be expanding the footprint in terms of the brands that I'll be doing. From Bama Parts, next year we'll be doing a proper launch where I want to be #1 in the country. Where everybody comes on, they buy and sell their parts. If they're looking for parts wanted, they can list their stuff on there. If they're looking for a mechanic or a specialist in the automotive industry, there's also a section called Find a Mackie. So I want to launch that completely, and I want it to start taking off. So yeah, and we're starting to get international customers now, which is lovely. I mean, I love it.
Awesome.
So I've got the United States. I've got a couple of people in Doha, Qatar, and then also we've got like some French people, some English people. So yeah, no, we're growing, but I definitely want to be the biggest in South Africa.
That's awesome. And just going back, you were saying retail. So you're going to have a store where people could actually then physically walk into.
That's correct, yes, and that's something I noticed as well. I mean, my business was purely online, which is awesome. I mean, that's the digital way to go nowadays and how to trade. But I still, it's just me as an individual. I love interacting with people, and people are the same. People want to buy from people, and I've noticed it as well. If I phone my customers and I speak to them and they hear a voice, they just feel more confident. And also you want to come in and you don't always know, and this is also what I've found is in the industry, there's could be a tappet cover, there could be a cylinder head cover, so there's a lot of names for exactly the same thing, and a lot of the times the customers can't articulate what it is. So it's better for them to come in and show you, or and it's also from a psychological point of view, it's like, ooh, I forgot to get brake pads. Ooh, do you have an oil filter for me? So it's also, I wanna bring it to them as well. I want a good point where they can come and fetch their parts or come and shop as well.
Oh, that's great. I think that will be very good for your business. Having some walking traffic. Really hope, and I hope you guys really become the premier parts place to go to.
I would love to. Yes, I would love to. I want to. I don't want to compete against the the AutoZones and the Master Parts and stuff. I want to solely do the genuine parts. And I want to carry on with my business model that I have, where you can obviously buy the genuine parts from me at reduced prices.
And you are based in Centurion, correct?
I'm based in So currently I'm in Randburg. So the offices are in Randburg. I'm working out of 3 warehouses which we collect. So I've got a Centurion warehouse, I've got a 4Ways warehouse, and then I've got a Randburg warehouse as well.
Well, Verena, thanks so much for sharing. I mean, it's really great. You shared quite a lot and quite a bit of knowledge. I mean, I see you as one of the powerhouse ladies of the auto industry in South Africa.
Thank you.
And I hope to get to sit down with a meal again with you sometime in the future.
That would be nice.
I'm sure if we ever make our way up to Joburg again, we'll see one another, and I'll keep in contact with you. thanks again for your time. I really do appreciate it, and much success.
Thank you, and I really appreciate everything that you've done as well. Like much support from your side. I love it. Thank you.
Okay, Verena. Have a good evening, eh?
You too.
Cheers then. Bye.
Bye.